It comes as the Spanish Prime Minister, Pedro Sanchez, has said there is now some light at the end of the tunnel. That as fires have spread throughout Spain. One blaze to the west of Madrid, now the largest to have swept through the country. Over 50,000 hectares burning near the city of Avila. Firefighters attempting to bring the fires under control ahead of a rise in temperatures there as well. Well, first of all, let's hear what Pedro Sanchez has been saying.
We are turning the tide and can therefore begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel in the fight against these wildfires, while remaining extremely cautious. Indeed, the days and hours ahead will be especially challenging, among other things, because the Spanish Meteorological Agency has just warned us of a significant rise in temperatures and a new heat wave.
Well, let's cross then to Madrid, talk to our correspondent Sarah Morris, who joins us from there. Sarah, some optimism there from Pedro Sanchez. What else was he saying?
Yes, he talked about light at the end of the tunnel, but thanking the firefighters, really, for their round-the-clock battle day and night over the last 5 days. And it has really been mission impossible for them. He also said that his cabinet meeting today had approved naming these disaster areas, disaster zones, Madrid, Avila, Toledo, Castellón down across to the east in the Valencia region. All of those would be named disaster zones in order to unlock funds to help resurrect those areas, because, of course, many of them are hiking areas, places where people go on holiday, small family-run businesses in many cases. And he said there would be funds to help recover them. He also appealed for unity from other political parties, saying that climate change deniers were removing the tools that Spaniards could have to prevent fires in the future. And that was seen as a reference to the far-right party Vox and the People's Party, the Conservatives, who in some cases in the regional governments have needed their support to remain in power. And he appealed again for some kind of pact across the political spectrum to be able to rebuild areas in a way that made them more resilient in the future. Nobody really, Stuart, thinks that's going to happen because the Prime Minister is in a minority, socialist left-wing government, and even many of his allies at the moment find him toxic because of some of those corruption allegations against people who have been close to him. Notably, one of his former transport ministers was convicted and sentenced to 24 years for being involved in taking pushbacks, kickbacks from public contracts earlier this month. And so many people are a bit pessimistic that we will see some kind of more long-term action towards preventing this kind of disaster recurring in the future.
Meanwhile, Sarah, I mean, the fire's largely contained, as Pedro Sanchez was saying. They're still not out, though, are they?
They're not. And the local mayors are warning that there'll be difficult times ahead as the temperatures are already soaring, and the forecasters are predicting another heat wave. They're saying, let's just be careful to make sure those hot spots, and in many cases those blazes are still burning, but those hot spots don't reactivate massive fires to the extent that we've seen over the last week. We already know that there's about 70,000 people still evacuated. Many of them are frustrated, want to get back into their homes if they still exist, and to see and assess the damage to them. But they're being warned and told by the authorities that there could be dangers still ahead. They must stay put, but some of them, of course, have been sleeping out on mattresses in sports centres for the last 4 or 5